views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
When my girl got the sweetest pussy.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com.
God,
We don't
that's
even need to
golden.
practice it.
Nope.
God.
We are fabulous.
Hey, we've got a good show because Tox is going to do a tell-all.
I think we should each, just so that she doesn't feel so bad, we should all do a most embarrassing sex story.
Okay.
I've got a couple that two of them are not me and one of them is me. So one of the first most embarrassing sex stories I have is I took one for the team. I was my girl's wingman. She had this crush on this dude and he had a friend, and in order for her to have sex with the friend, with the dude she was crushing on, I had to distract the friend. So I had sex with him. And it was okay. I didn't have an orgasm, whatever. He got his rocks off. But then we were laying in bed, and I smoked, so I was having a cigarette. And he's like, I just want to put my dick between your butt cheeks like a hot dog in a hot dog bun.
I love this story.
And I was like, yeah, no, you got to go now. Like, I was just here for, I told him. I was like, I was just here so my friend could fuck your friend. Like.
Just so you know, this story is actually super long because it has to do with a whole night out drinking and driving drunk.
No, that's a different story.
I thought it was the same one
No,
where
it's
you
not the
guys
same
were
one.
in the lines but not in the lines.
No, no. It was actually a different dude. I was also
Oh my
wingman.
God, wait, you were driving drunk?
Oh, this is
I
way
know.
back in
It's
the day.
way back. It's the reason I don't drive drunk anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that amongst other reasons.
That's my other wingman story. Like, I ended up hooking up with a dude so that my friend could hook up with a dude. Like, I am the best fucking wingman, or I was in my 20s. I'm not a very good wingman anymore. But when I was in my 20s, homie, if you wanted to get laid, I was your girl. I would fuck the friend's friend. It was crazy. And then I have another one where I was giving a guy head and he farted on my hands.
Oh!
A juicy one too. It was
Oh!
gross. I mean, I didn't get shit on my hands, but woo!
I like how you have to justify it with, I didn't get shit on my hands.
This
She
time.
said juicy fart.
Yeah. But you can have a juicy fart without actually sharting yourself. You know, your butt cheeks are sweaty and then you fart and it's like a wet slap. That's kind of what it was. And then my last embarrassing sex story is I farted on a guy while he was going down on me. So there you go. Those are my embarrassing sex stories, mostly about farts, and it's all about asses. All my embarrassing sex stories are about butts, even though Toxie takes it in the booper.
That one
Apparently,
with the
that
guy,
is what I've heard.
that one with the guy who wanted to he wanted to lay his penis between your butt cheeks like a hot dog. That's not really.
It's embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
For him more than anything else.
Yeah.
Wait, did he specify like a hot dog?
Yes, he literally said, like a hot dog in a hot dog bun. And he didn't have a very big dick either. So it would have been more like Vienna sausage in a hamburger bun. Because my ass is flat, it's not round.
Hey, if you're in chat on Facebook and you want to share your embarrassing sex story with us, we'll tell it on the air for you.
We sure will. And we won't even change your name. I'm just kidding.
We'll call them too.
Yeah.
See if it was just as embarrassing for them.
Was he 12? No, he was a grown adult. We were all old enough to drink at the time.
Over the age of 20.
Wait. No. In that house, I was not. We were not over the age of 21. I was 19, and I had my own house, and I had a job, and, like, I was out drinking and fucking. I'm irresponsible. Very. I mean, I paid my bills, so, you know.
It blows my mind that at 19, like, I can't imagine having a teenager who's not too far off from that.
Well, I was just out of the Army. I had a really good paying job at the time. it would still technically be considered a good paying job, which is super weird to me because it's not very much money anymore. But it was a really well paying job. I sort of had my shit together then. I had a lot of expendable income, so I drank and fucked a lot.
Don't you remember what you were like?
Are you kidding me? She probably graduated from Christian University and went to Christian after grad and didn't do a blowjob until after she was married the first time.
Are you serious? Were you that
Yeah,
innocent?
I was good. I
All
was
through
good.
high school?
I didn't have sex till after I was out of high school.
Oh, I was a slut
With my
in
high school boyfriend. Not even on prom night. And it wasn't until before I went away to college. And, like, even after, it was, just him until we broke up. And then after that, the very next guy I slept with, I ended up getting engaged to. So
Did we corrupt you? Was it the
oh,
lapse?
yeah, no.
thing at
Let me
200?
just tell you that I started getting bad throughout time. Like, I was not, I wasn't an angel, but I was pretty innocent when I was younger. But I'm telling you, it went to hell in a handbasket when I joined the show. Like, I remember that I used to go, I don't even know what that is. And then I'm like, and you put what where? Like, I didn't know it could go there. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, we've nearly ruined marriages on this show. We've brought people together. We've broken people up. We're a pretty influential.
Just to clarify, the show didn't ruin my marriage.
No.
Ex-Mr. Toxie was very into the show. And he would be watching from home where he was, he'd stay home with our daughter. Unless he could come, we've had him on this show before. Or he'd come and sit in the side, or he'd come to events and stuff. But when you guys would say these things and he's there, like, I'm getting text messages and he's like, yeah, we're doing that. And I'm like, I didn't even fucking know what that was 30 seconds ago. Like, no, that's not going there. Like, that's not a thing. So, and then, now, like, it's quite a change. Like, I've really come into my sexuality and my openness to accept things and explore things and try things and go places. And now I know where it all goes. Like,
Not much you can tell us anymore that'll surprise us.
Right,
So
right.
it's not so much as corrupt as
Educate.
Educate.
Sure,
And
that's what we'll call it.
Open my understanding of things. Before, I remember the first time going to a sex club being nervous. I think the first time I was supposed to go to a sex club, I was going with another friend who we've had on the show in the past. And I got so nervous I stood her up. And she's like, I was there sitting waiting for you in full leather gear. And you didn't come.
And you didn't come.
And you didn't.
So, I went from that to, like, you want me to go to a regular club? Like, people won't have their penises out? Do we need to?
Yeah, she's like, is there going to be alcohol and flaming dicks? Like, I just want to see them flopping around.
It is so true. Once you go to a sex club, regular clubs are kind of boring.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
well, number one, the music almost always ends up sucking at a regular club. It's too loud, you can't talk to people, and there's nothing to do but drink and stand around and watch other people flop around on the dance floor.
Right.
Like, that's like a regular club. You go to a sex club, and A, you're going to get an education. You are going to learn something new.
Right.
B, the music's never too loud, so you can talk to each other, you can have conversations.
Or fuck.
Or fuck. There is no pressure to fuck. I feel like I get more pressure to be sexualized at regular clubs than I am at sex clubs.
That is so true.
Like, I'm okay to sit around in jeans and a t-shirt and look fucking shitty at a sex club. Not that I've ever actually done that. I actually kind of dress up a little bit.
And
Yeah,
if you
most of the time I
have
look nice when
any
I go.
bit of voyeur in you at all,
Yeah.
a sex club, you're so entertained. You
It's
could be
great.
sitting in a corner doing nothing but sipping, just nursing your drink, and be entertained the entire night.
Right.
Exactly. And every sex club I've ever been to has snacks. So, drinking
And our
snacks.
fucking cum chips.
I-
Honest to God.
Love my titty nachos.
Listen, people, for the 132nd time, when there's big bowls of chips out, guys are whacking their shiz, wiping their hand. They're not even using the baby wipes that are usually provided in most sex clubs. Then they are going to get nachos, and they're just digging their jizz hands in those chips. And you're there like, num, 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 num,
She
num.
goes into the pool at the Red
I
Rooster.
know.
Butt ass naked, yo, ain't never gotten pregnant or had the Pacific Her Pacific
I can't.
But
I have
let's-
looked, I have
let's-
watched.
Let's reiterate that, though. If you go to a sex club, you are not
Obligated.
obligated
You're not.
To do anything.
and you're not pressured to participate at all.
No, and one of the best parts about it is, so the bouncers at a regular club are just there to bounce people out who are making a problem for all people.
Or who don't conform to what they want in the club.
Right. Now, a bouncer at a sex club, and I've done this, I've had people bounced from a sex club before because no means no. At every club I've been to, no means no. If you tell a dude to stop touching you, or you tell a chick to stop touching you, and they don't, you go tell a bouncer, and that person gets bounced. Period. End of story. Yeah. They don't take any shit there. Whereas at a regular club, you're gonna get groped. You might get fucking roofied. You might get like ganged up on by a group of people. Whereas, I mean, that might all happen at a sex club, but only if you want it to happen.
Right.
Like, it's not something that's gonna happen to you. Whatever. Plus, it's way cheaper to go to the sex club, just so you know.
I have to tell you, that's probably one of the reasons, the number one reason I'm always like, let's go to the sex. Like, I almost feel like people just have to think I'm super, super perverted, which I am, but I'm also cheap.
Yeah.
I
it's
know what
so
a night
cheap.
out accidentally cost downtown when I found the receipts in my debit card the next day. I
Right.
know what that accidentally costs.
Whereas at the sex club, it's like $5 and a bottle of booze. And if most of them that I've been to have mixers there, I've been able to bring my own mixers because I can't do Diet Coke and I can't do regular drinks. So I can bring like Diet cranberry juice. And as
Right.
long as I tip them a little extra, they'll use my mixer for my drinks. Like it's so much cheaper than going out and spend. Like,
I bring my own, because I use energy drinks, I bring my own mixer to
Yeah.
everyone I've been
And
to.
I've never had any of the bartenders at the BYOB sex clubs give me shit about it. They're just like, yeah, that's cool.
Our
Whatever
two
you want.
favorites are, of course, the Studios
The Studios and the Red Rooster.
and the Red Rooster.
You know what?
And-
I am due for a nude swimming session. I would like to go to the Rooster soon.
Let's do it. I've been thinking about that too. I'm like, I can
We
do
haven't
for
been to the
a
Rooster
go
for a
back
while,
for a
yeah.
moment.
Whenever we do plan one of these trips, they usually announce it on the page, and if you want to come, join us in a field trip. It's like a field trip.
Yeah.
Field trip.
You will probably end up seeing my titties. Just saying. And not like in a sexual way either, just because
They'll be massaging my neck, which is what you do at the Rooster. You're
Yeah.
always like, you look tired.
I have a huge inner nudist that cannot come out because I have so many people living in my home. I can't just sit around my house naked. So like Rooster is like a great place for me to just sit around naked. Not so much at studios. Because in order for me to go downstairs, you got to go outside, and you have to have clothes on outside, mostly, I think.
Well, you don't have to, but people tend to.
Yeah, people tend to, because people can just look over the wall, really, and see in the backyard.
Eric says, I bounced plenty of people for groping women. I also bounced people for fucking in the pool. Jasper, hey Jasper. Red Rooster is real buttoned up, but great atmosphere.
Yes.
Red Rooster is fun even for someone who doesn't partake. It's been, she's been, and it's a good vibe. That's it from Abby.
And
Yeah.
Tim, this is my little Sebastian shirt. And by my little Sebastian shirt, I mean I stole it from my teenage daughter.
I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that shirt.
Isn't it cute?
I do. Well, I am a Parks and Rec fan, so I know what that shirt means.
Pawnee Harvest Festival.
I was going to ask what's that from, but I
Yes,
don't
Parks
watch
and
Parks and Rec.
Parks and
I
Rec
don't
is
watch
great.
Parks and Rec.
So Parks and Rec, just so you know, here's some fucking mind cannon shit for you. Parks and Rec is what Star-Lord would have been had he not been kidnapped as a child. You've seen all the Marvel movies, right? You know Star-Lord. So Parks and Rec is Star-Lord's journey. It's an alternate universe if he had never been kidnapped as a child.
And it's an amazing alternate universe for him.
Yeah, because somebody mentioned that on a YouTube channel that I watched that wasn't ours, so I'm not gonna mention it. And it blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, that's exactly what it is. If Star-Lord had never been kidnapped as a kid, that's what Parks and Rec is what would have happened. It's fucking perfect. There you
All
go. It's a bit of your
Where's
nerd
your
minute
embarrassing
news.
sex story?
I've been racking my brain and I can't think of one. Do you remember one that I've told in the past?
No, there was a cop that left his socks on, but that wasn't really
It's not really embarrassing. I don't really embarrass too easily.
Has any of your partners become embarrassed during sex?
I can tell you about the first time Mike and I did it.
Okay.
It's not really embarrassing. It's just awkward, I guess. He was trying to be really hinty, trying to hint at this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to go into the bedroom to make love or whatever. And it was the very first time. We had been hanging out for like every day for like a week and staying up till like 4 a.m. and talking and stuff. And he didn't actually do this, but I imagined it like he tiptoed
To the bedroom?
he like tiptoed and was like chipmunk pawing at me. That's what it seemed like to me. And I just had to stop and go, do you want to have sex? And I literally said that. Do you want to have sex? He goes, no words, just the nodding of the head. And of course, this was in my brain, right? I'm sure it wasn't like this at all. And I said, well, then let's go. And I took his hand and we walked into his bedroom. And then he was a bachelor and had been for many years. And his mattress was on the floor. And I said, oh no, this is not going to do. And so we went back out and did it on the couch.
I don't know. I feel like I could have a lot more to work with on the mattress on the floor. Like there could be some like aerobics happening there. You could do a run flip onto the bed.
It was a very old mattress on the floor.
Because otherwise you could be like Simone Bilesing it.
About a week later, we went to Ashley Furniture
and got
a bed. Yeah. So it's not really embarrassing, but I just thought it was adorable. Very chipmunky.
Chipmunky. All right. There you go. Your turn.
So I'm going to share two. The first one I'm going to share is a runner-up, and then the other is it. But before I get to the main one, I want to kind of share what leads up to it and how this came about reminding me. But one was I had been seeing this guy. We had been out on, like, we still joke about it, maybe the second or third or fourth, whatever. In the beginning of us dating, I took him to a sex club and did not have sex with him. I'm like, hey, we're going to go to this sex club and
you watched
not
me
have sex. Yeah, we watched you have sex, but we did not. So this had, gone on
Because
for...
there's no pressure to have sex at a sex
Right,
club.
there's no pressure. And then beyond that for us, we both have kids at home, which we kind of touched on the single parent show. So there was never really a good time. So by the time we had sex, we had been out like 10 times or something like that. Maybe even more. Which, is a minute, considering sometimes like it's like a once a week date, on occasion maybe twice, but it was a while. So I remember like going in the room and we were at his house and I got really nervous, it hadn't been that long after I had been divorced, so I was really nervous. So I grab my bag and I go in the restroom, and the restroom was open with a little water closet toilet. So I'm in there and I pull out my phone and I'm texting my friend and I'm like, hey, it wasn't you. I'm like, hey, like I'm in the bathroom. I'm feeling really nervous. Like I don't, like, calm me down. So she's texting with me and we're chatting back and forth. And before I realized it, like, quite some time had passed, like a considerable amount of time. I mean, it's probably the equivalent of a couple rounds of Candy Crush. And then all of a sudden I got in panic mode and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna think I'm taking a shit. Like he's gonna think I'm shitting. What am I gonna do? Like I'm supposed to go out there, we're about to have sex. Like I don't want him to think I'm in here taking a big old dump. So she's like, I got it. I'm gonna start laughing like crazy right now. Like they're in the bathroom, so I'm in there and I'm all, like now what? I laughed. Like I sound crazy. It was really creepy. Like what do I do? And so So she's like, all right, I'm sending you a video. And what you need to do is you need to go out and tell him that you were in there watching a video. And that's what caused you to laugh. So now I go out. I'm all nervous. I'm all anxious. He was thinking I took a dump. And I'm out there going like, look at the cat video. Look at the cat video I was watching. Like the whole time. That's what I was watching. It's hilarious. You gotta watch it.
Pooping.
So anyway, that was that. Like I'm naturally awkward anyway. And when I'm in a situation where something happened that's created more awkwardness, then I just double down. And I'm like, how bad can we make this? Like, how bad? And it was that bad. So probably to this day, he thinks I took a big shit and then came out and I'm all like, I'm ready.
But y'all had sex.
Oh, I mean, of course we had sex.
Yeah,
Like,
guys will still fuck you. They don't care.
at that point, yeah. Like,
They
that
could
was
go
happening.
into the bathroom and smell the shitress that's there and still have sex with you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You might not, but
I don't
dudes
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm telling you from personal experience. I have come out of a bathroom and be like, woo! Do not go in there. Let's fuck. And they will. Because they will fuck you. If you ask.
I don't know. I don't think I could do that.
You don't think you
I
could
don't
drop a
think I
deuce
could.
and then have sex?
No.
Did you with your ex?
No.
Wow.
No.
See,
And
I would rather have everything
I'm
clean.
not saying that man
and, like,
wouldn't have done it. Like, I could have come off of a fucking farm that I've lived on for a month without showering, and he still would have done it. But no.
All right, so.
So I want to get to the other, which I really hemmed and hawed on actually sharing, because I'm really super embarrassed by this one. But I want to share what reminded me of it, because I've had something happen recently.
It's kind of crazy.
So I had this guy reach out to me just a couple weeks ago, and it was someone I had gone out on a date with, and we talked beyond that, and we set up a few more dates, but he ended up like becoming really mean. And he would drink, and then he would go, you were on the dating site. Like, why were you on the dating site if we're dating? And I'm like, how'd you know I was on there unless you were on there? And like, you know, it's not an exclusive thing. And anyway, it was crazy. He'd get really mean, and he's like, I don't do social media, period. And then one night he's like, you're always on social media. Guys are really turned off by girls who are always on social media. I'm like, all right, dude.
speak for yourself,
So this guy who asked me to never talk about him on the radio show.
We're talking about you now, Holmes.
Talking about you now, and you know who you are, because you reappeared just a few weeks ago and started messaging me again on a dating site. And he's like, hey, let's get together. Give me your number. And I'm like, no, that's okay. And he's like, give me your number. And I'm like, you know, I was still trying to be nice. I'm like, oh, you don't still have it? Haha. And he's like, no, just give me your number. And I'm like, no, I'll pass. And I said, you were mean to me before, so we don't need to rehash this. So he broke a dam. And he broke a dam for people I've like talked to before, dated before, slept with before, to come whooshing back. Like, to the point where I'm going, I'm going to sound crazy if I tell people this, so I started sending Sierra screenshots.
And I immediately started doing like magical spell work for her, because this bitch got all kinds of ghosts coming up out of her closet. She needs an exorcist.
It was everywhere. Like, there was a married guy that I didn't find out he was married till later. And then he reaches out and he's like, my wife passed away. I'm like, no, that's not what happens now. No. Like, no.
Hold on.
Close.
Manoir, I want to know which one of us is ugly. You were not very clear. You just said hello to beautiful lady, and so that means one of us is a hideous monster. I'm assuming it's me, because that's just what I hear lately. So.
What?
So anyway, it kept happening. I mean, and in a day, honestly, like there were like,
She's like three of them in a day. She was like,
boom. Oh my God, now this one. Oh my God, now that, like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, oh my God.
I said, burn some sage and move.
Right? So then I'm like, I think the portal is the dating site, so I'm going to remove them from my phone. So it was a Friday before I went to bed that I removed them from my phone. And at 12:30 a.m. and like 1:38 a.m., I got 2 more messages, 2 different guys. Swear to God. So, like, it was nonstop. And then finally I thought, all right, like, this has to be it, mainly because there's really not many left. Like, we've cycled through them all. They've either reached out to me on Facebook, my cell phone, a dating site. Like, we've done what we could do here until I got one more. And so this one more reached out to me over the weekend, and he's like, hey, and starts talking as if we never met. And I'm like, hey, dude, we've slept together, like, many times. Like, we were, we'll call it dating for a while, but, it was a period of time. And he's like, yeah, of course, I remember. He's like, I thought you might want to start that back up again, and I miss having you in my arms and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, this is okay. I'm like, if it didn't happen then, it's not going to happen now. Like, we're good. But he's the most embarrassing story. So I brought it all back, and I'm going, I could never, ever have sex with this man again because of what happened the very last time. And what happened the very last time was, he has a very thick accent. So sometimes his words are hard to understand, and I would have to ask, what, can you repeat? And a lot of times, like, after I've asked someone twice, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad, and it's not their fault. It's my fault that it's just not computing, so I smile and nod. So we were in his room, and he had gone down on me, and he was down there, and he kind of lifts his head and he says something, and I'm like, huh? And he says something again. I'm like, huh? And he says it again, and I'm like, I cannot ask this man, especially while he's there, like, how do I just get him to finish my business? Like, I don't want to have to go through the whole fact that I can't understand what you're saying. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he goes back, and then I realize what it was, and my period had started.
Oh, he earned
Then
his
and
red
there.
wings.
Then and there. And so I give the man credit because he was going to finish. Like, he was like, okay. But afterward, I mean, like, I immediately jumped up. I went to the restroom. I was in there. I was like crying. I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, I know this man's out there with like a wet nap on his face. Like, what do I do? And then I'm in there and I'm like, I have to go get my purse, see if I have any tampons in there. Like, this is a mess. And I'm in there and I'm peeking up the door. I'm like, is there any chance you'd like to bring me my purse? And and I'm in there and I'm trying all this and that. And I come out and I'm apologizing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And he's like, I was married before. It's okay. Like, no big deal. Like, he wasn't, like thrown off or disgusted, but I was mortified. So that was it.
Well, I'll have to tell you that that's not nearly as embarrassing as you think it is.
For me, it was because I was
I
like,
know.
I still am envisioning the moment where I'm down there like spread eagle.
Yeah, because he's like, you started bleeding. You're like, just shut up.
Right.
Like,
Because
I can
I
understand.
didn't know what he was saying. I didn't understand him. And I think he was saying, like, you're blooding. So I didn't know if he was being encouraging. Like, I didn't know if he was cheering me on to come. Like, I didn't know. And so then, like I said, I was like, huh? And then after, I'm like, I didn't get it. All right. So whenever he says, yeah, all right, yeah. So that was that. I mean, it's embarrassing for me. Obviously not. I doubt he remembers. Like, he
probably
was
doesn't.
totally
No,
cool
it's
afterward.
totally probably a story he tells when he's with his friends.
Good, and that's fine. That he deserves to, because
Let me tell you about the time I earned my Red Wings, gentlemen.
yeah.
I told this bitch she was bleeding all over the place. She's like, yeah, whatever, and just shoved my face right back down into her crotch. And I'm a man, so I finished eating my pussy.
I'm going to tell you a little second part to that. It wasn't the same night, but it was usually when we have sex. And this one actually just makes me sound like a shit human. But I told y'all he had the really thick accent. So he would wait until like we were having sex to ask me to be his girlfriend. Or he would be like, am I your boyfriend now? And I would pretend I didn't understand. So...
No, you are not a shit person. Let me tell you. Because no man should be balls deep inside you and be like, am I your boyfriend now? Bitch, this is not the time nor the fucking place to have this conversation. Your bitch ass needs to take me to Olive Garden and give me some never-ending breadsticks before you start talking to me about being my boyfriend.
No, because it wasn't happening. Like, it wasn't. No. So,
don't do it when you're balls deep in a girl. And girls, don't be doing it when they're balls deep in you, because they are not in their right frame of mind. If you be like, I love you, and they say it back, they're not actually talking to you. They are talking to your pussy. They are not talking to you. They're like, oh, yeah, I love you. And they're not talking to you. They are talking to your vagina, which, by the way, I am now calling. It's no longer mango. It's no longer mango. This is my pumpkin spice muffin. It's my pumpkin spice muffin.
Is it just seasonal? Will it go back to being mango?
Well, it might become peppermint mocha.
October.
It'll become peppermint mocha in December. And then for February, it'll be cherry cordial. But it's my pumpkin spice muffin now.
Abby, it's cuffing season. That's why they're reappearing. A few people had suggested the whole cuffing season theory.
Yeah, they don't want to be alone for the holidays.
But yeah, I had another friend who told me, like, you're a warm body and they don't want to be alone for the holidays. And so they're just looking for a body to cuddle up to and do Netflix, which I get if it happened like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
she
7.
was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a day. It was like every day for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we breathed at each other in a restroom like 4 years ago. No, I'm good. I'm good. But, like that's more than cuffing season. I don't know. I opened the doors of something. I opened a portal somewhere. My vagina opened the portal. And I used, what was the phrase I used?
She needs a sexorcist.
I do. I need a sexorcist. Can we find a sexorcist? Wait, will it make me have
We should
more
hire
sex?
ourselves out as
Power of Trojan compels you.
Oh, God.
I'm going to spurge you with a leaky condom. Squirt
Better be
lube at
leaky
you.
from spermicide. Like, it better not be, you're saving up full condoms. You're like...
Yeah, I haven't had anyone come back from the past, but I've only had one other person message me. Sierra Nevada Pussy Pilot. Hell yeah. I've only ever had one other person message me on the Facebook app, and it was a girl, and we had like a mild conversation, but I didn't feel like, it didn't sound to me like she was really into it, and then over the weekend, I'm assuming because of Ren Fair, we just kind of petered off, but no other conversations. And I still don't have anyone who's added me as a crush.
How the hell did Johnny do that?
He's got the monitor turned up pretty loud.
Oh.
It's
so it's a little
me.
bit of
I added you. We added each other.
Yes, but that's because I asked you to. Add me as a crush. Anyway, you don't have to.
I didn't do. No, I totally didn't do the secret crushes like for real, because I'm like, what if they match? And then they find out no, I don't work that way. Like a normal human adult. No, that's not how I work.
I added him because it's the only way they'll ever know. I am not going to come out and tell these people, I have an enormous crush on you, except you, Isaac Arthur. I will be your wife. He does not watch this show.
One of many wives.
I don't think he.
You would be willing to be one of many.
Oh,
wives.
I would. Yeah, totally. I'll be wife number 4. I'll just be the ball sack sucking wife. I'll suck your nuts. I'm cool with that. Also, I make a mean lasagna, so.
Yo, I'll marry you for the lasagna. You never threw that in the deal.
Yeah, it's.
I know that was part of it.
Yeah, it's a huge celebrity crush, but he's totally celebrity status. Never gonna even think about me. He's the only person I'm a Patreon of. On Patreon, I pay you. I pay you to love me.
He's your prostitute.
Nope. He has to acknowledge that fact. I'm more like a really creepy stalker that he doesn't know
prostitutes
exists.
enter into a consensual transaction.
You know what I should do is I should write some erotic fanfic
I
about
know what
him.
you should do.
I'm gonna write erotic
No.
Isaac Arthur fan fiction.
No, here's what you're gonna do.
What?
You're gonna send him a picture of your vagina. Because guys think it works for them with dick pics. You're gonna send one of your vag.
Girl, this thing is so wild and free right now. It's not even like that bitch is out of control right now. I haven't even shaved my legs since like before summer. Like I am rocking some Wookiee.
He could totally be a fan of that. There are plenty of guys that are.
Exactly.
I'm a
Come
Chewbacca
get
from
some
the
of
waist
this.
down right now.
Come get some of this pumpkin spice muffin before the season's over, big boy.
And I said to him, Isaac, do you want to taste my pumpkin spice muffin? And he was like, yes, baby, I so will. I still love you, and I love your speech patterns. He's a speech impediment.
You could totally
fucking
upsell
adorable.
it with like the ones like there's cream cheese inside.
There's
No.
no cream cheese
Well,
inside my. You can put cream
You
cheese
can
in my
leave it as
muffin.
cream cheese.
Like, do you want to
Be
add
like, it's
cream
nice and
cheese?
cream-
No. You can add cream cheese to my
Or
muffin.
create cream cheese.
I don't. This is why I don't talk
There's
sexy. I got
no-
nothing.
There's no cream cheese in my muffin, so you know.
I'm like, you could stick it in. It'll go really far. Like,
That's it. I am writing Isaac Arthur erotic fan fiction.
Don't
That
let
is
her be your
happening.
editor,
Don't
please.
No,
don't, because I will awkward it
you
up.
wouldn't know a grammar if it smacked you in the face. She'd be like, I don't think you should say something quite like that he grabbed you by your hips and dragged you into his lusty embrace. I think you should just say he put his penis inside of you.
Like that. Don't.
There's no metaphor
you.
for she has no
There's
metaphoric
none.
ability.
It doesn't, because I'm one who like, let's get to it. What the? I don't need these fucking candles. Why did you waste money on those rose petals? Like, you're gonna be sticking it in my vagina. I don't understand why we're going through this extra shit here.
Meanwhile, I've got a diagram going. So we're going to start with making out on the couch. We're going to move into some light bondage down here. You're going to choke me for a little while. I'll suck your dick, you'll diddle my pussy, and then we'll have sex.
Now, I'm more like, listen, we're going to go back and you're going to flip me around like we're in a wrestling match and I'm going to win. So,
Now
that's it. Like, let's.
I want Toxie-inspired fall basic bitch erotica. Pumpkin spiced everything, apple picking. Hell yeah. You go pumpkin patching with your kid, don't you?
Yes.
You're a basic bitch.
I don't deny.
Listen, the only reason I don't drink pumpkin spice lattes is because Starbucks does not make a sugar-free version. Otherwise, I'd be all the fuck up on that shit.
See, I don't drink coffee, period.
I don't
So I
drink
don't
period
drink any of
coffee
that.
either, but Whoop. I would eat.
But I
cat
don't drink
poop
fancy
bomb.
coffees either. I don't drink plain. I can't stand the smell of coffee.
I love coffee. I have at least one cup
How are
every
we
day.
friends?
I don't know. But trust me, I get plenty of caffeine.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
practically
know.
inject it.
She
Like,
mainlines Red Bull
Yeah.
and Monsters like
Yeah.
nobody's business.
I flush them down with a 5-hour energy shot. Like, I got it. I got the caffeine. We can be friends. I just don't get it in the form of coffee. Like the natural way, like people do.
So,
All right, we've got about 20 minutes left. Not even that much.
'Kay,
15 minutes left.
We have to talk about two things that are super important. The first thing that we must share, because I am so beyond excited for this. I don't know if anybody is aware of Bree's event this summer. We have a lot going on this
yes.
summer. We have Stu's event, which is Excellence Plus. Curvapalooza is happening on the link, or at the link. And those kind of coincide, and there's a little bit for everyone, so you can kind of double those up. And you can finish out your vacay at Well Rounded. Bree has announced her party themes. They're all music festivals.
I know. So I was quibbling back and forth about because I am suddenly find myself in an abundance of vacation time next summer. And I have been quibbling back and forth about what I'm going to do with all this vacation time. And I thought about taking the whole week off and doing Bree's whole event. But then I was like, I don't really want to party all goddamn night long. And then she announced the fucking themes, and I'm like, motherfucker. It's music festivals, which anyone who knows me knows I love music. I love outdoor festivals. I love music festivals. Shit. Especially since there's going to be a Woodstock themed one.
So there's the
Fuck
Grammys, Woodstock, Electric Daisy Carnival, so EDC, and Stagecoach.
Which is a country western one, which is super exciting too.
They're super excited, and the pre-sale, I think, is happening like this moment.
It's going on right now. It went live at midnight, and there's hundreds of people who've already registered.
It will be from July 30th to, no, hold on, my pixelatings aren't pixelating yet. July 20th through the 26th. And it is again at Sam's Town, not Sam's Club, which I just almost said.
The Sam's Club would work too.
Some of y'all be at Sam's Club.
Sam's Club would be a big enough place to have it.
It sure would.
The
plenty of
rooms,
mattresses.
The rooms are ridiculously cheap. Save $100 right now during the 72-hour super early bird sale. Here's what your money for this includes, just so you know. Club night parties, private pool parties, bowling night, movie of your choice, casino bingo, poker lessons, dance lessons, single party, couples party, workshops, pop-up market, hall crawl, and so much more.
It sounds like it's going to be a shit ton of fun. And I have never actually attended a bash as a bash attendee. I've only ever gone as a show host. I've attended a couple of events outside of being a host, but I've never actually been an attendee. I've always been there to promote the show. I think I might, at the very least, take the weekend off and maybe do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Weekend passes. So for the full week, all that thrown in the full week, $159 right now.
Yep, $159
for
the whole week.
And then $89 weekend only.
That's with the $100 savings.
That's with the $100 savings. I'm thinking about doing that. We'll see. But I also need to take like a week off for Ren Fair next year, because I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm in a pirate guild now, and I need to earn my pirate wings, if you will.
Does that include any bloodletting?
I hope so.
Pirates do that?
I'm into that.
Like it involves blood?
Well,
Like do they slash you with the sword as they swing across the...
We're pirates. I'll tell you that the most sacrificial thing that happened was I had to pour out a mug of beer that I poured wrong. So I had to sacrifice a whole mug of beer, but...
Like that's what I assume being a pirate would be like.
It's mostly beer and
I feel like
food,
it would be like collecting a bounty, drinking...
There was a lot of
waggling.
There was a lot of drinking, there was a lot of snacking, and there was a lot of handing pieces of 8 out to children. Like, that's what we did. We handed little gold pieces out to kids.
Right. That's what I assumed life would be like.
That's really what it is.
At no point did I think
modern.
that when...
It's modern pirates.
There's also dishwashing. I did a lot of dishwashing.
But at no point did I assume that when the sun goes down and the people who pay general admission leave, that you're like... All right, bring on the blood.
So you want to know what actually happened? Sun goes down, general admission leaves. They had a onesie party. Everybody put on onesies and went to like a central location and had a onesie party. That's what Rennies do after hours. We put on regular clothes and interact like normal people. It was pretty funny because like I stayed right up to just before closing on the onesie party night, and as I'm walking out the door, I see people that I've seen dressed as medieval kings and queens and knights and barbarians walking around in like unicorn onesies. And they were just like, you coming to the party? And I'm like, I gotta go home. I've family in town. So, you know, I missed out on a onesie party. I'm very disappointed.
Wait, what family's in it? Sorry, no. Anyway, wait, I need more details.
10 minutes.
All right, I think breakdown-wise, Sierra might be Han Solo.
I agree with that assessment. Absolutely.
For what?
I will
As
shoot
a
first.
pirate?
I would shoot first. Yeah,
Can you cross worlds?
sure.
There's no fucking pirates in Han Solo stuff.
Han Solo was a pirate.
Star Wars?
Star Wars, yes.
But that's in
He
the
might
the
argue
galaxy.
he's more of a privateer.
That's what I was thinking. He's more of a privateer.
Do you know what a privateer is?
Are you helping me or
It's
what?
it's a pay-for-play pirate.
Are you helping me or what?
A privateer is just a pirate who is backed by the government.
Is there a boat with a spinny thing at the front and sails that you gotta go wish, wish, wish?
Spinny
Yes
thing
or
is at
no?
the back.
Spinny thing is at the back.
Wherever you
At
put
the
it,
aft.
you build your boat the way you want your boat. I build my boat the way I want mine.
Everything I know about pirates, I learned from a video game.
Everything I know about pirates, I learned from Disney.
Everything I know about pirates, I learned from Captain Feathersword from the Wiggles. So
That was one fuck of a reference. Because even I couldn't have pulled Captain Wiggles' sword out.
Feathersword.
Whatever. We watched a lot of Wiggles, and I didn't remember Captain Feathersword. But you
His
know
real
what?
name was Paul. Just so you know.
Okay, just so you know, I am now making Captain Feathersword my pirate persona. Oh, by the way, my pirate name is Stiffy
Stiffy.
because I have arthritis and I'm always stiff.
I thought it was because your nip.
No, my
I
nipples
was
don't-
thinking she was
Dude, your
like going down
nipples
the
were
line
so
giving
hard all the time.
blowjobs.
Being around the pirates.
It's less glamorous than you think it is. It's because I'm always stiff. Stiffy. Anyway,
It's not as sexy as I thought.
no, it's not.
Which makes it sexy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you
I
have
don't know
articles.
how this works. Yes.
We
so,
got distracted by pirates and stiffies.
the way to find Bree's pop-up party information is by Googling Bree's pop-up party information.
B-R-I-E, like the cheese.
B-R-I-E.
I believe it's breezepopupparty.com.
Yes.
So
Go on, find it on Facebook, find it on I shared the info on our Sin City Bounty page. Go sign up.
go.
Like, now, and then you get to hang out with Sierra all day in the pool, which I'll
That'll-
try to do too.
That's probably what I'll do too. Just
Seeing
let
as
me
I get 0 vacation time, I will probably
You'll be like, I'm sick.
fake sickness
week.
from the pool. So, guys, I saw an article, and of course, it was probably clickbait, but I was down, and then it just felt so close to home. But the heading was, people working in this profession have the most sex. Now, I already shared the article with you guys. Did you click on it?
I did.
I did not.
So, which profession do you think it might be?
Out of what?
Any.
Any profession. Pick a profession.
Pick a profession. Let's see. The ones that get the most sex. Captains.
Of what?
Anything.
Any captain? Okay. Johnny, what profession do people have the most sex?
Prostitution.
Besides prostitution.
Other than prostitution.
Media mogul.
Okay. No, but it's probably just as old as a prostitute.
It's very Weinstein of you.
Creepy old white
Somebody got it.
Farmers know how to keep busy, whether at work or between the sheets, a British survey found. Leo UK, which is an intimate product company, spoke to a mix of about 2,000 women and men and found that more than 33% of farmers have sex at least once a day. Architects are the second most satisfied, with 21% claiming they get busy once a day, followed by 17% of hairdressers.
So
oh, yeah, I could see hairdressers.
yeah, hairdressers, I absolutely understand. Architects, I understand a little bit too, because that's some sexy geek shit going on right
Well,
there.
I think
Well, here's-
racial-wise, maybe.
Here's why. However, what we may expect are some trends. For example, the level of physical activity in a career, such as a farmer, rather than someone in an office setting, may impact levels of fitness and energy, which promotes more sex.
Yeah.
The lifestyle factors of our jobs, such as flexibility of work hours and environment, are likely to have an impact on
And
all our lives.
You literally
Not
work
just
from
sex
home.
lives.
You can fuck at work anytime you want. You could be like, I'm hungry. I'm going to go home for lunch. Hey, partner, I'm feeling a little horny as well as peckish. Let's eat and fuck. Like,
Meanwhile, journalists fall short. A fifth of those surveyed say they only had sex once a month.
yeah, journalists work a lot. lot of long ass fucking hours. I've known a couple of real journalists, not just podcasters, and even podcasters work their asses off, but they work a shit ton of hours. Like, they're like, oh, I've been up since 6 a.m. editing this video. And I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night, homie. Go to bed. Get a blowjob. News comes first. Live.
Isn't that right? Johnny Fever.
I'm just thinking about going to the square dance down, you know, at the town hall.
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
No more. From
Do-
now
No.
on, it's either
Thumbs
this
up.
Or this.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all you need to do, buddy.
There's the idea that the rounded version of this stands for white power because it's a W and a P, and so a lot of white supremacist groups have taken that to as like a cracker gang sign.
I'm a thumbs girl.
Oh yeah, I'm a thumbs girl too. Who has 2 thumbs and has a crush on Isaac Arthur?
And my favorite emoji is the yellow thumb because I'm Asian.
That's racist.
Do you
I'm
guys-
Asian?
Do you want to guess what my favorite emoji is that I
It's-
use all the time?
It's the shruggy girl.
It is.
It's the what?
The shruggy girl, the little because I use it too, and we've had entire conversations just like LOL, LOL, LOL. Entire
Why
conversation.
is it your favorite?
Because it's my personality. I'm always like, whether it's like, okay, something was said and you didn't quite understand, I'm all,
You know what? If it wasn't for the show, I don't think we could be friends.
it's okay. It's okay. I have no issues with people knowing that I have a shruggy emoji personality. Like, it's just, but I also use it when I'm saying something fucking smart ass and sarcastic, but I want to come off cute, and I'm all, like, oh, it's
Well-
because you're a shit human.
Guess we're not gonna have sex tonight. Guess who isn't getting a blowjob? I use it a lot too, and for all of the same reasons.
I don't think I have ever used that emoji ever in my
Really?
life.
It's super empowering because when
It
you just
is.
want to be like, you want to be super pass aggro, like you just want to be.
I'm very good at being passive aggressive anyway. I don't need an emoji to help push that along.
It
Oh, it
just
is-
makes it sparkly.
It does. It makes
Like,
you pass
listen,
aggro.
Alexia, you can have a journal that just has writing in it, or you can have a fancy bullet journal that has all this in it with your calligraphy and your sparkles and your amazing drawings. It just enhances.
It's kind of like walking past them as you're passive aggressive and then throwing some glitter in their face. Just be like, eh. It's super nice.
That's it.
That's how I use it.
Okay.
Yeah. I use it if I'm mad at someone. I'm like, well, I guess that's the end of that conversation.
I
have
also
no- I have no more to
use it
say.
for what the shruggy girl is actually supposed to convey, which is like I have no fucking idea.
Which
like,
is
like-
admittedly what I use it for often as well.
it's like it'd be like, why would someone do this? And I'm like, I don't know.
What is your favorite emoji?
Second is the shruggy girl, but my absolute favorite emoji is the WTF face, which is with the one eyebrow up and the other eyebrow down and the wiggly mouth. And you're like, what the fuck?
The rock face?
No, I'll show you.
Mine is colon.
I think it's the rock face.
Mine is colon dash capital D. Do you know what that one is?
No.
No.
It's the
the old
smiley
sloth.
face with the big giant
Oh,
smile.
yeah. No, see, that's probably my.
That's the
favorite one right
rock.
there.
Do you smell what the rock is cooking?
Oh yeah, no,
I
that
can't do my eyebrow like
That's
that.
called the rock? Is that the actual name of the emoji?
No, but the
No
rock
idea.
does this thing with his eyebrow.
I'm putting
It's
my
like-
emoji in the chat so you all
can't
know.
do
This
that.
is the
Talk.
one. That's my what the fuck emoji, and I honestly I use that a lot. Okay, so farmers have the most sex. We have 1 minute left. If you're watching this on Facebook, please click the subscribe button and the little bell icon if you want to be notified whenever we update
Are they
this
down there?
thing. Yeah,
YouTube?
they're on this side, I think. They might be on this side. Somewhere down here is a big red button that says subscribe, and then there's a bell. Click the bell. Patreon. If you subscribe to Patreon at any level right now, you can send me a link to a patch. I will purchase that patch, put it on my jacket, and attribute it to you live on our show. The higher the tiers, the more shit you get from us. Right now, we're doing an all-tier Patreon patch pledge.
Did you do that? Did you attribute that one?
Yeah. I don't know if she wants me to use her name on the show, but yeah. Because, I mean,
sorry,
she's
You
Johnny.
awesome.
gotta get
but-
the okay to use the name.
Yeah, I
sorry,
gotta
Johnny?
get to use the name.
Yeah, she did that right at the beginning.
Yeah, but I didn't know if she attributed it to. She just said she would attribute it to you, but I don't remember the name. But you need permission for the name
Yeah.
first. All right. Hey, I'm Alexia.
I'm Sierra.
Toxie.
And we'll see you next. Oh, went out of order. Threw me
We
out.
sure did.
We'll see you next week.
If you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.